Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
My AI assistant told me that it's gray and humid outside. So pretty accurate, I think. Yeah. I think we are expecting William. Nope. Yep. That's the right name. Wait. Wayne. I don't know why I said William. Wayne. Yeah. So we'll give him a minute or so. But today, as you know, is going to be mainly y'all building. I shared two links in the Slack. One has the tasks and one has the server.js where we're sitting right now. And I'll actually bring those up here real quick. I'm going to share my screen. We don't look at all that beautiful code there. Okay, cool. So the first one is just the tasks one will have the task that you all need to complete. So basically we're doing what we did with expenses, just we're doing it with categories now. So I've got it broken out with examples and how to do it. So it should get you pretty far along. And then the other one is just the actual server.js that I have. So it's got all the expenses and all that stuff. And then at the bottom, it has a section here where you can put in your endpoints for your categories. So if you want to just grab this and paste over whatever you have, you can, or you can just reference this as needed. So that will be today. Any questions before I go into the debug and stuff? Pretty good. Wayne, were you able to get caught up pretty good?
Yeah.
Yep, cool. Awesome. Okay. We'll jump into the debug. I realized that these kind of told you the solutions in the hints. So, oh well, that's okay. Um, so the first one here, it says the data is null. Um, and so when it does, map is going to throw an error, right? So in this data um, object here, we could do that. We could put the error in there as well, sort of like we did on these guys, how we did data and error. We destructured both. So that way you can check the error before you ever send back any data to see was there an error or not. So that was the deal there. And then this one was it was a typo. So there's not category. There's a category table or column, not category. So that's why it returned an error because it was missing the column because it was looking for the one with the typo instead of the actual category column. Okay. And then this guy, you can't access the envs unless you put the require in there in the import or on the imports up here, the requires. So it's trying to access these envs, but they're null because it can't access them. So as we did here, you have to put that require in there. Just like any other package you're going to use, you need to require it into the file that you're going to use it in so then you can actually access whatever it has to offer. So that hint literally told you the answer. There you go. And then the last one here, it returns null. So I think we briefly talked about this. Whenever you do an insert through the Supabase CLI or not CLI API, you want to add the .select.single on the end because then it's going to return to you back that the column you just or sorry the row you just inserted with the new ID. And I think we did that as well in the server.js when we did an insert on our post. Yep. So right here on this post, we did an insert and then we did .single or .select.single. So we could get back that record and say, okay, it was successful. So not bad on there. Oh, another one. Oh, debug. There we go. Okay. Any questions on those? Pretty good. Okay. And then the read was pretty quick. Um, and the answers, yeah, again, we're right underneath. But so this select is going to return all expenses with category of food, right? Because we're saying we want from the expenses table, we want everything. The star means all. And then we want everything where equals the category equals food. So column and then value, right? So category food. So we want all expenses where category is food. In this insert, what does data contain? So this is going to insert into our expenses table, right? And we're going to insert a description of coffee and an amount of 5. And then we're doing that select single so we can get back that record we just inserted with the ID, which is what it says here, the newly inserted row with its generated ID. Okay. And then the last one, error handling. What happens here? So we see that it gives us hint there's a typo in expenses. So it's going to look for that table of expenses and it's not going to see it, right? Because we don't have that table. So then it's going to give us that error back that we're destructuring. We're going to console log that error and it's going to say, hey, table doesn't exist. So pretty, pretty straightforward, I think. Questions on any of those? Cool. Ready to get started? All right. Cool. Um, I don't think I have any other words of wisdom on that then. Just yeah, grab those links in the docs, or I'm sorry, the docs in the links. Um, get started. Any questions before you get started? Everyone's got a good server JS, right? What you got, Laura?
So the code that you pasted, that second link with the server.js, did you
Mhm.
say to replace the code that we've currently got in our server.js with that? Is that what you said?
You can if you want, or if yours is working fine, you can leave it and just
Okay.
reference this when you need to.
Okay.
Yeah, either way.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Yeah, I'll be here. Derek's here. So if you need any help along the way, give us a shout. I'll check back in probably probably about 30 minutes. Just make sure you're getting started and don't have any issues. But definitely if you're struggling for more than 5, 10 minutes, hop on. Let us keep you going. Cool. All right. Talk to you in a little bit.
I think I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of stuck.
Okay,
Okay. Do you want me to share screen?
sure.
Okay. Okay. Um, so I wasn't sure if I was supposed to like replace what was already in this or just, make another one. I didn't want to delete that, so I just kind of stuck it at the end. But for this first one.
Uh-huh.
Um, but I don't get what I'm doing, I guess,
Okay, yeah, no
basically.
worries.
And when I try and run it, it's not it doesn't do anything. It just throws an error. Um,
Okay. Yeah, let's see. So let me bring up my thing over here. Over here. Okay. All right. So let's see. So you're creating table categories. That's good. So your ID looks good.
and I just left that from the one up here.
Yep, that's perfect.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that just basically what that's telling us is it's the type of it is a UUID, so it's a unique ID.
Okay.
It's going to be a primary key, which will matter later.
Okay.
And then it will default to this function here, which just generates a random key.
Okay.
That's what all that says.
Okay.
For name, put a space in between not and null,
Okay.
and then do the same on date.
Okay.
And then so date. So again, so like the date line is saying the name of the column is going to be date, and then it's going to be a date type, and then
Okay.
you want it to be not null, and then it's going to default to the current date unless you were to give it a date.
Okay.
That's what that line means.
Okay.
But I think that's probably your only error was the space for the nulls. So copy that and yeah, see if it'll run now.
Do I do this without the RLS? I've been
Yeah,
selecting
yeah,
that.
we won't mess with that right now.
Okay.
So that's fine. Okay. Uh, name. let's see. Oh, okay. So name. You're not giving it a type. You're just saying not null.
Oh, okay. So should I say text?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay. Okay. Now it doesn't like. There's no comma after your not null on name.
Oops. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Success.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're almost there. Just a couple little things.
Okay. Okay, cool. I will keep trucking along then.
Alrighty.
Thank you.
Yep.
Wayne, are you still needing help?
Yeah, I was just doing a little bit of research before getting back to you. Okay. The situation is, you remember how everything was before we did the whole Superbase thing, where it would save, but it wouldn't like go to a database or anything. If you like refreshed or reopened it, the data wasn't there anymore, and it was like blank.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at that.
You're at that point.
I don't know what I did to break it, but I broke it.
Okay.
So,
So everything we're doing now like has nothing to do with that front end. So if it's broken, it's okay.
okay.
Because yeah, we're just working on the database and the back end right now. And then next week we'll actually incorporate the front end and make it work.
Okay, so don't worry about that
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just
just don't worry about it.
follow the tasks.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, got it.
Cool.
Thanks. Okay, I think I need help on step two.
All right.
I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, so when I when I try to run the insert into expenses name, actually, where do we get name from? Is that just a generic thing or
So that should be the name of the column.
name of the column? Okay.
Yeah, where is your create for the oh, okay, so you're trying to insert into expenses. This would be for the categories table.
Okay. So if I put food in there, then
Yeah, but you need to change expenses to categories. Did you already create the categories table
uh,
in step one?
so if I run it now,
No, 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 no. So in step one, you're supposed to create a categories table. What's written there is just an example of how to make a table.
okay.
So
So
yeah, so it says on there, here's an example of how to create a table. Your table should be named categories and should have columns ID and name and date. So that's what we need to do in step one.
okay. Okay. I think give me a second to relook at it and then
Okay.
I'll probably maybe have questions again in a minute.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
Are you back again?
Where?
No.
Oh, I'm working on
Oh,
it.
okay. All right.
Y'all need a minute.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, I've got a question.
All right, what you got?
Okay, so I step two seems to have gone okay. And so now I'm on step three, and I am wondering if what you're wanting us to do, when it says build the routes, the curl statements at the end of the in the server.js
Mhm.
part, are we just sort of running those with do we kind of run those over and over again in the terminal, but like making up different things to put in there, like different pieces of data each time? Is that what we're doing, or
So three is just to build out the routes. So it had nothing to do with curls yet.
okay,
When you get to four is when you're actually going to run the curls.
okay,
Um, and so so let me rephrase that. As you build the routes, like you'll want to run a curl to verify that it worked, that you're actually
okay.
like getting back whatever. But the insert or the post route is going to be your insertion route, right? And so on number four, you can see that that gives you like the things that you're going to insert, like food, transportation,
Oh,
entertainment.
okay.
But yeah, so for three, so I'll share my screen real quick.
Okay. I'm not totally sure what a route is,
Oh,
to be totally honest.
end point and route are kind of like synonymous. So
Okay.
I'll show you what that means. Let me
Okay.
bring this over here. Okay. So when we're talking about a server and we're talking about um, an API, right? So a server is an API, so an application programming interface. It's something that you're going to interact with, right?
Okay.
So in order for us to interact with it, we need a an endpoint, so END POINT endpoint, to hit with our URL, right? And so that's what these are. Like each one of these is just the end of the URL, right? So when we do like localhost, this thing right here is the endpoint that's going to match up to right here in our server, right?
Okay.
So it's just called the endpoint because it's at the end and it's
Okay.
what you're pointing to.
Okay.
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 So yeah, so for number three, you're just gonna go through and you're gonna basically start here with this first get route
Mm-hmm.
and do the same thing, except for instead of expenses, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
have categories.
Okay.
Okay.
Categories.
And then you'll just do the select statement for will be from your categories instead of from your expenses table,
Gotcha.
right?
Okay.
So yeah, so endpoint would be your categories, and then your table name is going to be categories if that's what you named your table. So very similar, just kind of replacing what's there.
And do I put that in the server.js, or do I
Mhm.
put that in the
Superbase.
yes, thank
Yeah,
you.
you're okay. So yeah, all of this is JavaScript, right?
Okay.
So this will
Okay.
go in your server.js.
Okay.
Okay. And you down here at the bottom, I have these little sections for you
Oh,
right here.
okay. I didn't notice that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything like when you're in your Supabase,
Mm-hmm.
like this, you're running SQL. So this is not
Okay.
JavaScript, right?
Okay.
This is SQL. So they're doing the same thing. Like we are writing JavaScript to do the queries that we would run here.
Okay.
But that way, the whole point, right, is to be able to do it through our application and not have to come to database all the time.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah. Does
Okay. I think I'm
that
getting more
help?
squared away.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, and just use those top ones as examples of what's due at the bottom.
Okay.
And yeah, don't the curls like just build the route first, and then if you want to hop back on, we can talk about the curls a little bit more.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yep.
You need help with something?
Yeah, I think now it's time for me to fight with the server. I'm on step 4, trying to do the curl part. Is it okay if I share my screen?
You sure can.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, so I'm trying to use the curl to test what I'm doing here using the post, and I keep getting error messages. I am sure that I'm not typing something in correctly, but I'm not sure where. Pull this up so you can see it.
So let's see. We got failed to connect to local host. Girl. Oh, okay, so we got the crew. Those. So categories. Oh, if you want to go to your categories endpoint.
Okay. My categories endpoint. All right.
Okay, we got the post and the get. Okay. Let's see. I mean, I'm not seeing. And then this is happening at what step? Is when you try to go to that endpoint?
Yeah, when I try and do the fourth step of trying to test it with the curl, like I wanted to see what would happen if I just, I haven't tried to like put anything. I just wanted to hit that thing and see what happened. Um, and I mean, I presume this is wrong, with it saying could not resolve proxy, but
Yeah.
um,
So it says
It's-
can't resolve proxy post.
mhm.
Are you trying to do a post
Yeah, I was trying to do the thing for number 4,
for which endpoint?
for
For this one right here, read category.
Yeah.
for let's see, post for create category, I guess. Is that what I'm trying to do?
Did you do the read first? Like on
Yeah.
137?
I haven't tried that one yet. No.
So try that one first.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why yours is not working after. But
Okay.
so just hit up and then change where it says post. Just get rid of that
Okay.
and get rid of the little dash X also.
Okay.
And so this is a get curl. So
Okay.
you don't have to pass anything to it. It's just going to look at that endpoint. So
Okay.
that should hit your 137 there and give you something back. So could not connect to your server. Is your server running?
I thought it was. All right. NPM. Is it NPM start? I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Okay. Start.
Uh, this thing will get off my screen here. Okay, cool. Yep. So open up a new terminal to run your curl in.
Okay.
There you go. And then paste that curl in there. I don't know why it does that thing. That's
That's
weird.
weird. Okay.
Yeah.
So, let's see. What am I doing? Cool.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
So yep, so that brought you back what you have there. So now for the post, the reason that's failing is because it expects a body, because you're saying, hey, I want to insert something in here,
Mm-hmm.
but you weren't giving it anything to insert. You were just trying to hit the URL.
Uh-huh.
So if
Okay.
you look at, let me bring it back up here. Where's my
Do you want me
code?
to stop sharing so you can show me what?
No, I'll tell you. If you look at, should be like around line 74 where it says create expense post.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
right there. You see how it has the first thing you have to have a header when you're doing a post, so that's what that dash H is. That's telling it this is the type
Oh,
of content that you're going to be sending.
okay.
And then that dash D is where your data is going to go. So this
Okay.
is what you actually want to insert in.
Okay.
So for a
Okay.
post request, you have to have both of those as well as the URL or sorry, the endpoint.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
So yeah,
Okay.
you could just grab that and then um, I would just yeah grab it and then kind of paste it down below somewhere, but not in your terminal yet.
Okay.
And that way you can fill in the values because trying to fill them in the terminal is pretty annoying.
I imagine so. Okay.
So
All
yeah,
right.
like scroll down to where the expense or the category post is, your route is. Oh, which is right there in front of my face, I think. Or no, that's expense. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, so right there. Yeah, kind of just paste that up above somewhere,
Okay.
and then we can mess with it.
Yeah. Okay.
So to do a multi-line, if you look at the other curl again, you have to do the slash and then two asterisks.
Oh, okay. Slash and then two asterisks.
Just one slash though. There you go. And then at the end, so after the D, then it's the opposite, two asterisks and then a slash.
Two asterisks and a slash.
There you go.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, I just filled it in. So change the endpoint from expenses to categories.
Okay.
And then you can leave the header alone because it's the same thing. And then for data, you're just going to be passing the name in, right? And the name of
Right.
the date, the name of the date,
Name
I
and
guess.
date.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can just change that, change description to name. Yep.
And then get rid of these other ones
Yep.
probably.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. And for name, yeah, put one of those that I listed under number 4 or number 5. No, number 4. You're right. Number 4. So I think food or whichever.
Food,
Yeah.
transportation, entertainment. Okay. So does that mean, do I do this 5 times or six, how many times? 6 times, I guess, one for
Yep.
each of these times
Yep.
or one for each of these things? Okay.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. That makes sense. Well, I will stop sharing because uh there's no need to watch me hunt and peck my way through that, but okay. I will I will do
Okay.
that.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yep.
So I think I could use some help. I'm on 3, and
All right.
I'm pretty lost. I gotta be
Okay.
honest.
No
Okay, I'll
worries.
share my screen.
Okay.
I've been kind of just trying to figure out how to get things to just work, and so once you do a route, should you see any change on the Superbase table? Like if you like do like a show all,
Hmm.
you should
Yeah.
see things added, right?
If you're just doing like a read, you're not going to see anything on the table. You're
Okay,
only going to
so
see it
I'm
in your server.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna show my screen and you
Yeah.
can walk me through because I'm definitely lost at the moment. Okay, let's see. So what I was expecting to see was like after, let's see. I was expecting to, let's see, where was I? Okay, so create categories. I was kind of expecting it to populate based on what's in the um, uh, index.js on my Supabase, and I'm guessing that's not how it's supposed to work, right?
So when you say on your Supabase, you're talking about in the
That's
database?
one, yes.
Okay. Yeah, when you create, yes, you should see it. If it's successful, you should see it, but not here. Nothing is going to happen on your front end right now.
Yeah, yeah. So I this is where I'm at, and I've been
Yeah.
just struggling trying to get anything to actually like cross over.
Okay.
And
So you have the first one. So something worked. Was that from the insert you did in Supabase? Yeah, right there, food. Okay.
yes,
Okay,
that
gotcha.
is not part of that's not part of what is it step.
Okay. So
I got
um
through step two, and that's where this showed.
gotcha. Yep, perfect. So yeah, so number three, so step three, so you built the route. So we can go back to your
Mhm.
JS and look at it. And then, so nothing is going to happen yet because we're not hitting that route, right? So
Okay.
until you run the curl command, nothing's going to happen because it's here and your databases could be running if you had started it, or maybe you did. But until like something actually hits that
Oh, I
route,
haven't started.
the the route's not going to do anything, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so we can walk through it. So let's yeah, go ahead and start your server. Just make sure you're in your server folder.
Mm.
Looks like expense tracker final.
And then shelves.
Yeah, CD into server.
And then
Yeah, now npm start. You should run. Okay, server's running. Cool. So yeah, now jump over to a new terminal, and then just scroll up and grab that curl that I had for expenses.
oh, cool. This
Uh, no, that's the put. Grab the post. Yeah, right there. That guy. Yeah, just grab that whole
grab
like
all of
comment.
this.
Grab 68 to 72. The comment up there.
Uh,
Go ahead and just grab 68 to 72, like the comments as well, just so it doesn't mess up the code. Okay, yeah, just copy that, and then we'll go down to that other
mm,
endpoint you just made. There you go. And
okay.
just like paste it above it. There you go. So now we can just fix it right here. So in the curl, I'll kind of explain it because it's kind of confusing, I guess. So basically, a curl is like is a way for us to hit an endpoint to test it. And you can use it in your code
Mm,
as well, but we're using it just kind of test and trigger the endpoint. So from the front end, when we get that all set up, we won't actually be using a curl, but it's doing the same thing as what we'll actually be doing.
yeah.
So it's a post request because we put post in there, which means we're actually
Mm,
going to be giving it some data.
mm,
The endpoint is going to be what's after our localhost 3000. So expenses right there, we need to change that to categories since that's our endpoint on 131 there. Your code is always so helpful. The dash H is the header. So this is telling it what content type we're going to be sending. And so we're going to be sending it a JSON body. So that's why we put application JSON. And then
Okay,
the
so
dash
that's
D,
fine.
it's again trying to fix it for you. That's the data
Yeah.
itself that we're going to send. So we want to change this to be the name of our column and then whatever value we want to send, right? So in our
Okay.
case, the name of our column is name, and then we're going to send it a value. I think you already have food, so we can
Yeah.
send it the next one. So transportation would be the next one we want to send it.
Ooh,
So you can just replace food with transportation.
yeah.
And then you want to send it the date as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, just come out of that a little bit. Just go to your right. Still inside the curly bracket. Yep. Yeah, do a comma and then do date in quotes. There you go. You can just tab that, have it finish it out for you. There you go.
Mhm.
Cool. So now take 126 to 128. Yep. And go copy that and bring it down to your terminal. Yep. Paste it in there. I think you hit copy again. There you go. And cannot connect to server. Look at your .env and see what port you have for your server. It's in the middle of your opened up stuff there. Okay. So yeah, you have port 3001. That curl is trying to hit port 3000. So we just need to update that in the curl. There you go. Okay, cannot post categories.
Could this be the fact that I was having issues with the connection between Superbase and my app at the beginning of the call?
It could. Let's just do a git curl real quick and see if
Okay.
it works. Do you yeah, do the expenses one. Do curl and then uh just it's literally just the endpoint. So you could type it out if you want to.
This one?
The one right above it. Go up one more. Oh, yep, right there. That one. So this is with a git. Technically you don't have to say git. It's defaulted to it, but it's fine. And this, so we're just literally hitting that endpoint to get back all the expenses. Let's see. And you got to change your port again. It's still trying to hit
Oh, yeah.
3000. Okay, so yeah, it's getting them back. So you're definitely your connection is good. So something's just up with that curl or that route. So let's go down and look at that route or that endpoint route. Same thing. Okay. So okay. So this should be is a post route, right? So if you look at 131, we're saying app.get. That should be app.post.
Hmm. Okay.
All right, try that again. Oh, um, also, I don't know if you saw the Nodimon stuff on Wednesday. But if since you don't have it running, you'll have to kill your server and restart it anytime you make a
All
change.
right.
But if you want to use it, you can. I can show you how to set it up.
How instead of what?
So it's called Nodemon. It's a package that it like auto refreshes your server instead of so you don't have to kill it every
Oh
time.
yeah, can you show me how to set that up?
Yep. Yeah. So go to your package JSON,
Go to my what?
your package.json. It's opened up in your deal.
Okay.
Two from the right. Yeah. So you see under dev dependencies it says Nodemon.
Yeah.
Yep. So we already have it installed. We just need to make a script to run it.
Hmm.
So up on line 8. Yep. Go ahead
Okay.
and at the end of there, put a comma and hit enter. And let me bring up mine here so I can make sure I'm telling you right here. Okay.
With, with
Um,
this.
yep, that's it. Yep, perfect. It was faster than me. Actually, no. So it is correct, except for it's going to be server.js instead of index.js.
Okay.
It's just server.js. Yeah, there you go. So now when you do npm run dev, it's going to start that Nodemon server, and you'll see it looks different. You can get rid of that 5 server for now, since we're not messing with the front end. You can just trash can it.
Do I need to or oh
Yeah, just trash can that guy.
right here? What you talking about?
Yep,
Mm,
there you go. So now you got to do npm run dev. We're saying dev because that's the name we gave the script there. Oh yeah, you got to get back into it.
mm. And then you say np run
Yep,
dev
exactly. Yep. And dev is because that's the name we gave that script on line
is the
9.
script that we did.
Exactly. There you go.
Okay.
So you see how
And
it's like says
then
now it's watching and stuff. So now
mhm.
every time you make a change to your server, it's just going to grab it automatically so you don't have to kill it anymore. The
Okay.
only caveat to that is I think if you add more packages, then you would have to kill it. But any like text changes or anything is fine. So okay. So yeah,
Okay.
now
Do
go
I need
back
to do
to
the I was gonna say, do I need to do the npm node dot server or did it already just do
nope,
that on
that's
its
what it does
own?
for you.
Okay.
Yep. So you're good. Yeah. So go back to the other terminal
Now go back to it.
and then let's see. So you change it to a post, so it should be good now. So yeah, hit enter and see if it works. Okay. Could not find public categories. So it can't find the table name. So let's go look at Supabase and see if maybe there's a typo or something. Okay, so yeah, your
Oh,
table name
category. Is it?
exactly. Yep. And that's
Should I
fine.
just
It's
change that to category?
um you would have to create a whole new table and then kill the other one, which I mean you can do if you want. But I would just for now, I would just change it in your code.
Okay.
So yeah, go to your server.js
Uh,
and then so your endpoint's going to stay the same. That 'cause it's talking about your table name, not your endpoint. So
Okay.
where you have dot from, that's where your table name goes.
Okay.
All right. Now, since you have Nodemon, you don't need to start a server again. So yeah, just go ahead and give it a shot.
Go on here. Do I need to change categories anywhere else?
Nope. Yeah. So the curl that's looking for your endpoint, which is what's on line 131. So that matches. So you're good. And it looks like it worked. Oh, did it do? Uh,
Okay.
wait, which one are we running? Hold on. We posted transportation. And then it gave us back.
Looks like it worked.
Yeah, but it gave us back food instead of transportation. Oh, no, yeah. I think, yeah, I think because you don't have that select, or not select, oh, what's it called? Where'd it go? The dot single, I think probably. But
Got single.
hold on, I think this is our select from. Oh, this is not our insert. That's just our select. That's weird. Go to Superbase real quick. And then do your select all from category again. On line 10. Okay. Okay. So yeah, so I thought we were doing an insert for the post, but we were actually just doing a select. So we can fix that. So go back to the code.
Okay.
Okay. So in this one, we're supposed to be creating a category, but instead we're just doing a select. So on line 134, you're saying select, and then you're giving an order. If you look at
Okay.
the the post for expenses, so if you scroll up, keep going right here. So this is what we should be
It says
doing to insert it.
okay.
So you can just grab this whole thing and bring it down, and then we can adjust it. You're going to want to keep the error bit though. So just get rid of 132 to 135.
Get rid of 132 to 135.
Yep. And just paste in that, what you copied up there. Okay, get rid of 132 again. Okay, cool. So now we gotta fix our uh our name here, but that's okay. So this is gonna be the post route because we're actually doing the insert instead of just the select all. So yeah, the from your body, so from that curl, you're gonna be passing in the name and the date. So you want to put those yeah, right in there. Perfect. Cool. And
And
then
then
yeah, fix that. Yep. So remember that's gonna be your table name.
table name.
Yeah. So remember it's category instead of categories. No, 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 on 134.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, in the thing, anything that's dot from, that's where it's looking for that table name. There you go. Yep. And then
And this will be insert name.
exactly. Yep. Okay. And it should do it. So now we should expect to get back the newly inserted row. So when in your curl you're passing transportation, so we should expect to see that back. And
Doesn't look like it worked. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Try it. Okay.
there we go. Beautiful. So now if you go back to Supabase and run your query again, you should see both of them. Beautiful. There you go.
Okay. Okay. And then I just need to do that insert for all the other category names.
Yep, exactly. Does that make more sense? Like the connection and all that?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
I was pretty lost. I was doing a lot of weird
Yeah.
stuff, trying
You're
to
good.
figure it out. Okay. I'm sure I'll be coming back to you pretty soon.
Yep, no worries.
Thank you.
All right. If y'all are at a decent stopping point, go ahead and take about a 15, 20-minute break. Stretch your brain and your legs. And then we'll check back in about noon and see where everyone's at. All right. How is everybody doing? Good.
I believe I am ready for step 5, which says we will do this together.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm good.
Good.
Yep.
Same here.
Okay. All ready for 5.
Mhm.
Yes.
Y'all rocking it then. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let me share my screen. And let me get this here. This. Too many screens open. This guy. Okay. Okay. So the strength of the relational database is that it's relational, right? So you join a bunch of different tables together to get a bunch of different data. It's kind of the whole point of it. So in our little example here, that would mean this category table, instead of like repeating over and over these different categories, this category column, we could have a category table that stores them in there, and then we can just reference it by the ID. And that way, we can just continue to build out that category table without having to worry about like putting it in each one of the spots, if that makes sense. It'll make sense in a minute. So I'm going to make a category table like you guys already did real quick. I'm just going to say categories, and I have my ID, so I need my name, right? And I need my date. That should give me my categories table. Mouse. Okay, so now I should be able to select from it categories, category, category. All right. And I should have nothing in here, which I don't. That's good. Okay. And then I'm just going to do an insert statement here, which is the equivalent of the curl that you guys did. Or you did the insert on the first one anyway, so you saw this. So I'm going to do insert into categories, and I'm going to put name, and I'm going to put values, yeah, values, and transportation. Oops. Oh, okay, and then I'll put entertainment. Utilities. Other. And schools. Oops. Okay. So now I have a categories table that's full of stuff, and it has these IDs, right? So these IDs are how we can now reference this. And that way we could reference it in a bunch of different tables if we wanted to. It's good to have the separation like this so then we can have the relationships with a bunch of different things. So what we need to do on our expenses table is update this category table. We need to make it a category ID table now. So what we can do is we can just add a new column, and then we can just get rid of the other one. But so what we'll do is we'll do what's the thing? I think it's just add column. Hold on. Let me see what the syntax is for this. Oh yeah, alter table. Forgot about alter table. Okay, so if you're gonna change the structure of the table, meaning change a column name or like a type in the column or anything like that, then you're gonna do an alter table because you're gonna alter the table. So we can do alter table, and I'll have you all do this here in just a second. And we're gonna alter table of or alter the expenses table, and we want to add a column, and we're gonna add a column called category ID, and it's gonna be a no, it'll still be a text field because these are alphanumeric IDs. If it was like 1, 2, 3 or whatever, we could make it like an integer field. But since it's going to be a text, we can just put text. Okay. So what we're saying is we're going to alter a table. What table? The expenses table. What are we going to do? We're going to add a column. What's column name, category ID, and then what's column type, right? And so this should give us a new column if it runs right. Okay. And now we can select all from there. And we have this from expenses. Now we have this category ID column. Okay. So y'all can go ahead and run this and make sure you get the new column added. Give me a thumbs up once you get that done. Okay. All right, cool. Cool. So now what we need to do is we need to actually put the ID for each of these categories in this column, right? So we could go back and forth from the different tables and copy it over and all that, but that would be the very not programmer way to do it, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to update the table. So let's see. So we want to update our expenses table, right? And we want to also, just so you know, a lot of times you'll see queries kind of wrote out like, well, like this. So you have like alter table, and then oh, actually, I got it wrong. It'll be like alter table, add column, blah, blah. So it's kind of like in steps. It's the exact same thing as putting it on one line. Like SQL doesn't care, but it kind of breaks it out. So you're like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this thing to this thing. Here's what I'm gonna do. Kind of a mental flow. So I'll do it for set here just to see how it's different. Okay, so we're gonna update expenses. We're gonna set our category ID column to equal, and this is where it gets kind of crazy. Let me make sure I got the proper syntax on here. What are you doing?
I have one question.
Yeah.
How come it's not update table expenses? How come it doesn't need that there?
I don't know. Um, that's a good question.
Okay, I was just
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah, no. I mean, you would think it would be. I have no good answer. Let me uh ask old Claude over here. Why do you have to specify table in an alter, but not in the date? Well, yeah. Okay, so the answer is that there are two categories of commands. This is a lot deeper than I've ever went and looked. But basically, there is a data definition and then there's a data manipulation. So if you're manipulating the data, then you don't have to specify um, the word table. Keyword table is unnecessary. But if you are altering the definition of the data or like so the table itself, then you have to specify the with the word table. So if we're just inserting, like I said, excuse me, inserting, updating, or delete. So if we're just manipulating the data within the table, then you don't have to specify with the word table. But if we're messing with the actual table like structure itself, then you have to use the word table.
Okay, that
So,
makes sense.
yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, learn something new today. Okay. So let me go back up here real quick. Where's my deal? Here we go. Okay. Um, I think we can do this like this. This is really deeper than I meant to go as well, but from categories where name is nope. No, that's not gonna work. Um, oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wait. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. Where category equals. Okay. So this this should work for what we want to do. So what I'm saying is we're going to update the expenses table. We're going to set the category ID, and then we have a subquery here. Okay. And this is a little bit deeper than we really needed to go, but it's fun. What this subquery does is it's going to run this query within here to get us that ID back. So it's going to do select ID from our categories table where the name is food in this case. So if we look at our categories table here real quick, then we see name Oh, I didn't put food in mine. Hold on, I gotta put food in mine. Food. Okay. Now I have food down here at the bottom. So it's the subquery here is going to come in here, find food, and get us that ID from it, which is right here. And that's what it's going to set on the category ID within our expenses table. Okay. And then I have this conditional here to just say only do this where the name is food, because we don't want it putting this ID in all of our column or all of our rows, right? Just the category or just the food one. So let me run it and see if it actually works. Got success. So let's look at our expenses table. I'm gonna copy this down here. And there we go. So all of the ones that have food now have the food category ID from the category table, right? And we can see, so it's FAB85. If we just jump over to categories, we can see, yeah, FAB85 is the ID for the food. Your IDs are going to be different because they're just randomly generated. But we're going to do that same thing for each one of our different categories. So does that make sense? Blow your mind? Kind of crazy? Cool. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do the same thing for transportation. Put it down here. Okay. And then same thing for entertainment. And same for utilities. And for other, oh, and schools plus. Okay, so I should have all my IDs now. Okay. Okay. So I'll let y'all do that. So yeah, first make sure you alter your table so you can get that ID, that category ID column, and then just run through there like I did with this update. Do that. All right, give me a thumbs up when y'all got that done.
I'm getting an error for some reason.
Okay. Let's see what you got.
Okay. Okay. So when I try and run this first one, I can't find
Okay.
where my goof is.
Let's see. So do your line 24 there, your select all from categories.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Okay.
run that. Let's see what we're
Okay.
looking at. Okay, so you have two food columns.
Okay.
So I think that's why it's getting confused because it's
Oh,
in two.
okay.
So do learn a new command. Hit enter a couple times after 24 there.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do delete from categories and then do where ID equals and then just grab one of those IDs, one of the two food ones. And then yeah, put it in quotes up there.
Okay.
Cool. Now just highlight that and run that.
Okay.
And it's gonna say, no, don't do it. But yeah, go ahead and do
Okay.
it. Okay. Now do your select all again.
Okey-dokey. Oh, select all.
Yeah, just so we can make sure it got rid of it.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
Yay. Okay.
And go ahead and delete that line 26. Because if you
Okay.
leave it there and you accidentally hit it again, it won't really cause you problems, but it could. So
It could.
yeah,
Okay.
it's a good idea to make sure to get rid of that.
Okay.
Go ahead and look at your expenses table real quick.
Okay. My
Um,
expenses
yeah, you
table.
should have a select for it. Yeah.
I do have one. Okay, select. Oh, I've been just doing this without the order part.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And then let's see. My thing's in the way. Okay, cool. So you don't have any IDs. I was just making sure that old ID wasn't hanging out anywhere. So,
Oh, okay.
yep, all good. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and run your updates.
Okay.
Don't forget the update part in
Oops.
29. Yeah.
That might help. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's better. All right.
Yep.
I think I'm good. I'll stop sharing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah, Laura, once you get those done, just do your select all from expenses and make sure the IDs are all in there.
Okay. All right. I'm just about to do that.
Okay.
Okay. I seem to be good, I think.
Okay, cool. So now we've got this category table that really we don't want anymore. We just want the ID table. So we can go in and we can do our alter table expenses. And we want to, I think we can just delete it. Maybe. I don't know. Deleting is always very finicky because you got to make sure you do it right. How to remove a column from the table. Drop column, not delete. Let's drop column, and we're going to drop the category column. Category. And so this kind of goes back to your question, Laura. This, since we're manipulating the table structure itself, we do have to specify with table, and then also we have to specify with column because it's the actual structure of the table. Okay, so if we run that, it's going to say don't do it. We did it anyway. And then when we select, we should not have that category column anymore. And we don't. So cool. Yeah, go ahead and run this on y'all's. Okay, everybody good? All right, cool. So now, so normally when you're setting up your database, and this, depending on your job, again, you may never touch a database. You may, be all over the place. Um, but you want to try to plan it out the best you can, and it doesn't always happen, doesn't usually happen, but give it your best. And so instead of doing all this that we're doing to finagle getting rid of the column in the beginning, you would just say, okay, I'm going to have a lot of categories. They might get referenced by a bunch of tables. So it'd be smart of me to just have a category table that I can then reference with the ID in other tables. So you would have originally had this category ID column instead of having the category and everything we just did. But real world, you probably would just do this because you might not think ahead and might not think about which one you're going to use. So all that said, the whole point of all this and the beauty of it is what we're about to do, which is the joins. This is what makes relational databases relational. So we know now that if we were to get this from our server, right? If we were to say, hey, give me my expenses, instead of getting that category, that food, transportation, whatever, we're going to get this ID back. And we're going to go, what is that? Like, that doesn't help me. So now I need to be able to reference the category table with this ID when I'm looking at the expenses table, right? So that's where joins come in. So what we can do is we can say, I want to select all from expenses, just like normal, right? Expenses. And then I'm going to join. Let me get my proper syntax here. Join my expenses table, um, to my categories table. And I'm going to join it on my category ID, or sorry, I'm going to join my expenses table on to my category table, right? Categories table, category for you, Wayne. Expenses on categories dot ID, right? Because that's the primary key, which you may remember, and I'll jump back down in a second. When we created our table in my deal here, remember we made this ID and we had this primary key word here. So this is what is going to connect the tables together, right? So it's going to be this primary key, but on our categories table, because that's what matches. This is what matches in the category. So category, and I'll show you that in a second, but uh, category ID, let me go back up here, equals expenses dot category underscore ID. So it matches this column here, right? So again, what this is saying is we're going to get everything in the expenses table and we're going to join it with the categories table and we're going to join it on the category ID equals this category ID here. Okay, so this is like the the conditional, right? So we want to see where the categories.id matches our categories here. So if I do select all from categories, now we can see this ID, right, is what I want to get, is what I want to match to this ID right here. Okay. Joins can be real funky. So if it doesn't click right away, don't worry. Like they get even way more funky than this. But what we should see now is we should see everything from both tables based on those two IDs being the same, equaling each other. Okay, so if I run this, then you'll see I have an error because of my expenses. Did I misspell it somewhere? Expenses. Oh, specify more once. Join. Oh, I'm sorry. I put this should have been categories because I'm in the expenses table. So I'm going to join the categories table to the expenses table. Okay. Now we're still, what is this? Oh, because it's a text field. Okay. Um, okay. So that's a Postgres thing, I think. So the problem is that our um, category ID table is a text field, which I said earlier would be fine. Apparently not. Since this specifically is a UUID, a unique ID, that's what the type of this column needs to be. So we need to do our alter table again. So we're going to do alter table expenses, and we're going to alter our column category ID, and we want to make it a UUID instead. Um, will this work? I don't know. No. Okay. I spelled column wrong. Column. Okay. How to alter type of column. Ah, you have specify type. That makes sense. Yeah. Alter table expenses. Oh, alter column. Alter column type. Why? Yeah, we're gonna get this figured out. Uh, using. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Type. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Alter column type UID using category ID. UID. Okay. Let's see if this works now. Okay, cool. Okay. So we had to do a weird alter here, but it worked. Um, so basically we're altering the column. We're making the type UUID. For whatever reason, we had to put this little using deal on here. Um, okay, it says that conversion to UUID is too risky to be to do it without the using. And so the using basically forces it to do it. So anyway, yeah, just run that on your machine and then it should be okay. Once you're done and you run the join, then you should see the name field on the end here. Should pop up with that join line that I have on 22 here. Everybody good? Cool. Okay. Now this, like, if this doesn't make sense, don't worry. Typically, you're not going to go this deep into stuff. It's just going to be a lot of the CRUD stuff, right? You're just going to select, you're going to create, up, read, update, delete. You're not typically going to be altering tables and things. It's good to know, but I mean, as you saw, I had to look up how to do it. So don't worry if, like the syntax isn't stuck in your brain. Um, so anyway, the whole point of this is that we can then access the actual data we want from a separate table by joining them together. Um, and so when we go to do this from our app, we can run this same kind of join, um, and then we can get all this data together. Versus we could run two separate queries, get all the expenses, and then get all the categories, and then run a loop to loop through them to figure out which one belongs to which is a way more costly. Like it costs you a lot more time, a lot more stuff you got to build, and it's very fragile in that, like if anything in our loop is broken or whatever, it could break stuff, right? So if you can get specifically what you need from the database in the first place, then it's much cleaner, much nicer. So, hope that made sense. I know we went on a little bit of a rabbit trail there. Okay, cool. So now what we're going to do, we need to make a query. Well, we have a query already, right, to get the categories, but currently it's like I said, we don't have it together. So if we look at our um, so we definitely still do want to get our categories back so we can put them in our drop-down list, right? Because those don't need to be related to the expenses. But when we're getting the expense back, we want to be able to get the category with it, um, so that we can then have that name or whatever. So we need to make some adjustments. So I'm just gonna start at the top here. When we get our expenses back here, currently all we're going to see is the category ID, right? Because it doesn't have the category. And I can run a curl to show this. So let's see, expense tracker server. Okay, so if I curl just the get all one, right? So a curl HTTP local host 3001, I believe. Let me look at my .env. 3001, okay. Slash expenses. And we can see here that, yeah, I'm getting the category ID, right? So right there. So I'm not getting the actual category name, which is what I really wanted. So I can do my join here now. So I can do, after my select, do a dot join. And then in here is where I would tell it, okay, I want to join the expenses on the categories table. And then is it dot on? Let me see how they do it. Um, okay. Okay. So in Supabase, this is an interesting difference than or sorry, for PostgreSQL, it's a little bit different. They don't actually have a join keyword that you use in here. In MySQL, we do, but the way it actually is done is in our select, instead of doing a select star, we're gonna do um, we're gonna specify the categories that we want, or not the categories, the columns that we want, right? So we're gonna do ID and well, let me do a backslash in here. So ID, what are other categories? Expenses. Okay, description, amount, date. Description, amount, date. Don't need my join. And then it's so different. Okay, let me put these on their own lines so we can read it. Oops. Okay, and then we would have categories, and then name. So if this works, and that'll be magical. Let's see if it works. Clear. Oh, I think I know why. Okay. That the foreign key. Okay. This is a Supabase cork. Let me show you table editor, expenses. If I do edit table and foreign key relation. Okay. I'll go over that in just a second once I see if it works. Okay. Okay. All right. So you can see now that we're getting back this from the categories table, we're getting back the name food. So that's what this little bit right here does. So this is like a regular select, right? We're getting this columns from the expenses table that we want. And then we can say from this other table, categories, which Wayne, this would be category for you right here. We want to get the name, right? So this is how it handles a join instead of using the actual join syntax like we saw in the database. Now, the reason it didn't work the first time is because I didn't tell it what the relationship was. So you actually have to specify that in your tables. Um, so I'll kind of walk you through how to do this if you want to. Go over to the table editor. It's right above your SQL editor in your sidebar. And then once you're in there, you should see your two tables. And on expenses, just click those three dots and go to edit table. Okay, so once you click that, this thing will shoot out. And then you can scroll to the bottom and it'll say add foreign key relation. Okay. So once you click on there, then you're telling it how the tables are going to be related, right? So because um, we're relating it to a different table, it's foreign to it, right? So that's a foreign key relation. So we're going to select the table to reference to. So we're in the expenses table. We want to reference to the categories table, right? So we click categories. And then this is the join, just like we saw, where we want from our expenses table, we want that category ID to match from the categories table, the ID. Okay. And then just hit save. I already have it, so I'm not going to hit it again. Okay. So once you have that, then you should see under foreign keys this little blurb that says categories, category ID to categories.id, right? This. Or Wayne's yours will say category.id. Okay. All right, everybody got that? Cool. Okay. If you got lost in the sauce a little bit on that, don't worry. This is again a little bit deeper than I expected to go. I forgot about the little nuances of Supabase, but it's good to know. So yeah, so then go ahead and run your I have the right thing up here. Your curl, just to get all expenses, and make sure you get back the whole big thing here. And you should see on the end of each one name or categories and then the name of whatever it is. I'm gonna grab another water. I'll be right back. All right. Everybody good on that?
I don't think mine, when I did the curl, like it brought it back, but it still brought it back with category ID numbers rather than the category itself.
Okay. Let's take a look at it.
Okay.
Okay. Can you scroll down a little bit on your code up top?
Yes. If I can find my, there we go.
Okay. Yeah, you got the right one. Okay, let's look at your Supabase.
Okay.
Um, let's see. Do your select all from expenses.
Okay.
Category ID table. Okay, that's fine. Um, and yeah, run your join, like the whole 53.
Okay.
Alright, that's fine. Okay. Go to the table editor
Okay.
and let's see. Let's click on the three dots by expenses. Let's just do the edit table. Make sure that's set up right. Scroll down to the bottom. Okay, we have foreign key categories, category ID on categories. That looks good, yeah. Interesting. Okay, let's go back to the code.
Huh, I don't remember it taking this long. Maybe it, okay. I wonder if it didn't save or something, or I didn't save it.
Oh, are you running Nodemon?
Yes.
Okay, so it should have got it on its own
Okay.
then.
Okay.
Let's see, expenses, select ID, description date, categories. Okay. Yeah, bring your server terminal up
Okay.
so we can look more into there. Okay, so you're doing expenses, that's the right one. We have description, amount, date, category, ID. That is weird. Yeah, go ahead and like manually kill your server and start it over.
Okay.
See, maybe it's just picking up something.
Is it clear? No,
So go to the other server.
the other server. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this server.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Move it
Oh, here
away.
we go. Here we go.
Oh,
Yeah, got an error.
oh,
That'll help us. So you have a colon after property name. What the heck does that mean? Scroll down a little bit.
okay.
In the code. Yeah, there we go. No, that should be fine. Position 8, line 1. I'm not even doing that. Yeah, go ahead and kill your server and start it over. So yeah, Control C or Command C.
Okay.
Oh, I guess you totally killed it. That's fine. Yeah, just start a new one.
Okay.
Yeah, go into your server folder. Oh, I think when you click that text, that's when it brings up this weird little box.
Okay.
Yeah, you just start typing. It'll go away.
Okay. Okay.
Hit npm run dev. Oh, oh, you hit enter too quick. Add dev on there. Run
Oh,
npm
dev.
run dev.
Okay.
Yeah, dev. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Okay. Yeah, remember go to your package JSON real quick. So remember in the scripts, like when you do npm run, it's going to be one
Mhm.
of these guys. So that's why we do npm run dev.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's where that comes from. Okay. Yeah, go back to your other server and run that curl again and see if it's the same. And yeah, you can do clear if you want to
Okay.
clear it all off.
There we go.
There you go. It's working.
Okay. There it went.
Yeah,
Thank you.
just something hung up. It happens.
It's weird. Thanks.
Yep. All right. Let me go back over here. Okay. Everybody else good? Cool. All right. Okay, so now let's keep going down. So we know that this one is now working properly. We're not worrying about this guy. So this one, we're gonna have to do the same thing with our get one. Um, so we'll have to bust out our select. I wonder if you can do select star categories name. I have a feeling this will not work, but I'm gonna try it anyway. All right, let me grab this guy. Let me get an ID that actually exists. Uh, oh, I'm on 3001. I gotta change my port. Yeah, it did work. Okay, cool. So yeah, so if you want everything from the first table, um, then you can do just star. You don't have to, like this one we specifically said, hey, give me these four columns. If you know you want everything from that first table, you can just do star. So here I just did star and then comma and then the join. Okay. Everybody got that one working? Okay. Okay. Then we won't need to, well, so thinking about how we would do our insert. Yeah, so our post is gonna have to change a little bit. So we're gonna come back to that. And our update's gonna change. Our delete will stay the same because we're just deleting based on the ID. So that's the same. Okay. So for our post, um, when we pass it from the front end, we'll actually be passing um, the category ID instead of the category name, like whenever they do the select on it. So from a rec.body, we'll actually get a category ID. So we can, yeah, so we need to update this. So so in our curl here, instead of category food, we'll just do category ID, and then we'll get the ID for food. Let me get that. So I go back to my SQL editor and select all from categories. Food. So whatever your food ID is, just grab that. And then go back here and we'll just put that in here. And then we'll update this to category ID and update this to category ID. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so I'll go over that again. So for the post, whenever we do get to the front end, whenever we get the data and we send it back, we're not gonna send back like food or transportation or whatever. we're going to send back the actual ID of it because that's what, when we do the select drop down, that'll be the value. And that's what we'll pass back and send to the database so we can put that properly in the expenses column because it doesn't accept the food or whatever, it accepts the ID. So since our curl is basically is our mock front end, I updated category to be category ID, and then I put an actual category ID in there. Okay. And then in the route, I just changed category to category ID from the rect body here. And then the same thing in the insert, I put category ID instead of category. Okay, so once I have that, then I'm going to try to run it. And so this should, I'm going to change my description to old coffee, just for fun.
You got to
So
change report number.
I do need to change report number. You are correct. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to try to run this. This should create a new expense for old coffee, and it should say food because that's what the ID is. Well, it should have the, sorry, it should have the food ID. That's what that is. Okay. So try that here. There's a bunch of extra spaces. It's ugly. Let's see what works. Okay. So it looks like it worked. You put the ID so we can go check Supabase and select all from expenses. There we go. So I have the old one there with the ID, which I can run the join if I want to actually see the category. And I can see that it's food. So that worked. Okay. Okay. Did I lose anybody on that one? Was that pretty good? Okay. Okay. So for the put, which remember put is just update. We would need this dog. Sorry. If we were passing the category for the update, because remember on the put you could do just one or you could do them all or whatever. It's just whatever you're going to update. So if we are updating the category, then we do need to do the same thing. So just change this category ID. And then in our update, category ID. And then in our curl, of course, we're going to update our category ID. And we'll find this one's entertainment. So we'll just find the entertainment ID since we want to really do it the same. Let's find our categories and entertainment right here. And I'll put, so I'll put that in here. Oof, totally. Okay. Okay, so category ID. I updated my port. Okay, I'm going to try to run this. And so we should see the Hulu subscription record, which is, let's look at that real quick. Oops. Oh, okay, expenses. Where's my Hulu subscription record? Well, I don't think I had one.
It didn't work for me.
Yeah. I think actually that what area are you in?
Let's see. Type error, cannot destruct property, ampersand, 39 description.
Oh, it sounds like you have a extra character in there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Um, is your category ID in quotes?
Yes.
Interesting. Let's see. I don't know the ID here. I don't think this ID is going to match up because I didn't see my Hulu description. I bet that's the one I deleted. That's probably why. Well, let me see. Let me go to my SQL and find expense where ID equals this. Nope. Oh, I changed the dish network. That's right. Okay. So when I update it, it should turn it back to Hulu subscription and it should get us that ID. So let's see if it does work. Whoa. Okay, so this is what you got, kind of structured property.
Yeah.
As it is defined. Okay, so it doesn't like our destructuring, so it doesn't like this. Because why? Let's see. Category ID, amount, description, and date. So we have all those right properties. So I'm gonna do a console log right above it and look at rec.body and see what exactly is in there. So if I do that, and then I run it again. So if I look at my console log, it doesn't even get to my console log. It immediately errors. Unless my server's just being a pain. I'm gonna kill and restart this guy. Oh, okay. I always forget, look at the other server. So my rect.body is undefined. So for some reason, the rect.body it doesn't like it. I wonder if it's because of all the spaces. I bet it is. Let me do clear. So I think maybe it's because of the way it's pasted in here. I don't know if Wayne, if yours was pasted all funky like this, but let me just clean it up and see. Dun, dun, dun. Lines. No, terminal. Deleting all these spaces. Okay. Nope. No, dang it. I did that quote, didn't I? Quote. Why is it de-quoting me? What the heck? Let's see.
What does that mean exactly? Dequote.
So something in here like started a quote somewhere and it didn't end it. And so it thinks I'm still trying to type stuff. Um, I don't know exactly what dequote itself does, but that's based because it didn't take me back to my cursor. That's kind of what it is. It's meaning. Um, so I'm thinking that there's a quote out of place somewhere. Maybe Uh, or maybe I need to quote the whole thing. Let's see. Let's see if I quote the whole thing. Most of the time, I will pull the curl out and put it in VS Code or something to work on it because in the terminal is quite annoying. Which I'll probably do if this doesn't work. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Let's see what's going on with this thing. Let's see. Okay, so there was something in that curl that was just ugly. Could have been trailing spaces or something, but I threw it in Claude and Claude gave me this back, which is exactly what we were running. Just again, probably missing the trailing spaces. And it worked. So for yours, Wayne, I think either throw it in Claude and say, hey, clean this up for me or something like that, and then throw it in here. There's also a command you can run called JQ. Um, and it will look at your JSON and see if it's good. And so if you just put in the JSON bit, so the part in between the quotes, right? So if I were like to just put this in, let me see if I can put that in, and then you do a pipe, as it's called, so a vertical line, and then JQ. Oh, sorry, and you have to put echo at the beginning too. Let me put echo. So echo. If it brings it back really pretty looking like this, then your syntax is good. If it is jacked up, then it'll tell you. So if I were to like get rid of this quote or this uh, curly bracket, then it'll give you a parse error. And it'll say something that may not make any sense, but it'll at least tell you an error and say, hey, that's not very good. So that's just a little thing I learned the other day, actually. But anyway, so the curl did work, and it did update it to Hulu subscription and put our category ID in there. Um, and we can go over here and look at our expenses and make sure that it did. And I'll go down. So there it is, Hulu subscription, got the ID. So that worked. Wayne, did you get yours to work?
No. It looks like okay, my error says cannot course the result to a single JSON object.
Okay. Go ahead and share your screen. Let's see what it looks like.
I'm having the same issue, so I'm gonna be watching carefully.
Okay. All right, let's see. Category ID. Not course the result. No single JSON object. Okay. Expense put. Description amount. Category ID. That looks okay. I wonder if it's from the like trailing white spaces and stuff. I'm gonna paste mine in Slack. So grab it and see if it'll work for you. Let me get the right
Okay.
one here. Where oh, I shared that wrong. Okay. There we go. Okay. And grab that up and see. Oh, where'd my stuff go? There you are. Okay.
Right.
Same thing. Okay. Go to your server terminal and see if there's an error over there. Yeah. Same thing. It doesn't like description. Okay. Maybe we got a typo. Description. No, it's there. We're doing a put. We got 3001. Expenses, yeah. I wonder if the ID did you make sure the ID isn't
Yeah, but I can. Oh, you know what? On yours, it would be wrong.
that's right. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah. It's entertainment.
Oh, so it's going to be in the ID column, because this is the expense ID we're looking for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I did wrong. So,
So that ID is fine because that's a category ID. So in the actual endpoint, so the expenses slash and then that ID, that's what you got to replace. No, so that one's fine because that's the category ID.
okay. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna run this. And then... Okay, that one's fine, but what's wrong?
Yeah. So where it says
Oh, this
localhost,
one.
yeah, yeah, exactly. You can't just highlight it like that though, unfortunately. You'll just push left until you get to it.
Do, do,
It's the
do.
fun of the terminal. Same thing. Expenses. That's the ID. And then, so the category ID there, the C30, that's the actual category ID still?
B30.
Yeah.
Let me check. No.
Oh, that was probably my category ID. That's why it didn't work. Yeah. Still the same thing. You're doing a put HB expenses. Okay, do add a console log right after line 100. And yeah, console log rec.body. Yeah, what it says there is fine. You can just tab it. Okay, and yeah, so clear that out and run it again and see. Okay, you can go back to your server. Yeah, terminal. Let's see what we got here. Rect out body. So there's your body. So you've got description, amount, category, date. So you've got all the right stuff coming in there. So what does it not like about it? Update, description. Category. What the heck? Do so right after 102, just console log description.
So in 103.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. It's like it's in my brain. Yeah, just run it again. Let's see. All right, go back over to the other terminal. So it's getting the description. So it is definitely doing the deal. Um, yeah, just grab your whole route there uh and throw it into chat or Claude or whoever, and then do the same with the curl and the error you're getting, and see what the deal is. Because it looks fine. You're getting data. I don't know.
So let's see. Okay, let's see.
Thought we checked those pretty good though. From the not single. Okay, so it's saying it's not matching the row. Okay, let's all right, go back to code and um in the curl that we're running,
That's probably different. Let me try
yeah,
to. Yeah.
let's see.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
All right, so let's grab that the ID after expenses in your endpoint, the EB85.
The
Yeah,
ID
yeah,
expenses.
line 93. Yeah, that guy.
This one,
Yep,
grab it.
just the ID. Yeah, I copy that, and now let's go over to Superbase and do a select all from expenses. Uh, well, we're gonna write more on there.
Okay.
So just do where ID equals, and then quotes, and then paste that in there. Run that line. Okay, so it's what is does not exist.
This.
It's weird that it just didn't bring back zero though. Just do select all from expenses again. EB. Okay, so that is a category ID. That's that's so weird. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so we need to switch it then. So grab that 976 under the ID column. Yeah, copy that.
Mhm.
And then go back to your code. And then yeah, paste that there. And then let's look at your category ID just to make sure that's the right one. So just grab that up real quick. Okay. And say where instead of where ID, say where category ID, and yeah, paste in there.
Hmm.
Doesn't really like that. Okay, just do select all from expenses again. So it has there's EB85 D3. Like it's right there. Why doesn't it like it? Category underscore ID. Oh, I bet uh, maybe. Okay, so go to your table editor. So in the left over there. Yeah, grab that guy. And then on expenses, do the three little dots and do edit table. And then scroll down. No, category ID is UUID, so that's fine. I was thinking maybe it didn't get converted for some reason. Hmm, weird. Um, okay, well, yeah, try to run the curl again with the new ID that we just put in there. Let's see if it works.
The girl.
Yeah.
I already updated it, so just run it again.
Yeah, you have to grab it and put it in there. Do a clear. So just type clear so we can see better and run it again. What is it doing? So that's got the bad ID in it. It's
Does
still
this?
got the EB.
Okay, so the first ID is
Yeah, that's fine. It's just when you put it in there for some reason, it still had the EB deal.
So, okay, so the second ID is the one that's messed up.
Yeah, but just copy that again and paste it down there. Because whenever you paste it, it didn't paste what you have up there. Okay, yeah, run that. There we go. Okay, so yeah, that
Some
first,
of these IDs, it's hard.
yeah, indeed.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, just a mix up of ideas. Lori, did you get figured out?
No, I'm having exactly the same issue, so I bet it's the same problem, but I don't see where the second ID is coming from or what have you. Okay,
Okay.
I'll share.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I'm getting exactly the same error message that Wayne was in that it can't coerce the result to a single JSON object.
Okay. Yeah, so
Uh,
grab the ID in the endpoint there. It's on 95.
okay, all
Yeah,
right.
right after expenses. Yeah, just grab that and we'll go look in your database.
Okay. And then okay, so all right.
Yeah, go to SQL editor. There you go. And yeah, just
O-
make a new line, or actually that last line's perfect. Just paste it right there.
Okay.
If that might already be it, but yeah.
That might be it. I was kind of following along. Okay. Right.
Okay. See, it's weird that yours said no rows returned, but his was still saying an error. I don't.
Yeah, it's weird. So I don't know what to do from here.
Yeah. But it is the same problem. It's just it doesn't exist.
Okay.
So
Okay.
just do the select all from expenses,
All right.
and then just grab one of those IDs under the ID column. Yeah,
Okay. Does it need to be an entertainment one,
it
I
doesn't
guess?
matter. I mean,
Okay.
I guess if you're not going to change it, then yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Okay. And then
Okay.
do I replace
Yep.
this here? Okay.
Okay. And then let's go over and look at your I lost the word, category ID as
Okay.
well. So just
Uh,
you can either go to the right or you can do a word wrap. A word-
oh, and then replace this one too?
Let's look at it. So just
Okay.
copy it real quick and we'll see if it exists
Okay.
or if it's the right one that we want. Yeah, yeah, just paste it there. And then change ID. So where it says where ID,
Okay.
and you almost ran everything. Do you see that?
Almost did,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, change that to category ID.
Okay. Okay. Oh,
Mhm.
stop it. Okay.
Okay, now run that line. Just that line. You're getting crazy. Okay, so it exists, so you're good. So yeah, so now try to run that curl and see if it'll work.
Okay.
Cool. So it
Okay.
worked.
Thank
One
you.
thing I would caution you, the way you copied that, it added a
Uh-huh.
bunch of spaces between or before curl.
Uh-huh.
So sometimes the terminal gets real picky about those spaces.
Okay. So maybe don't do that.
Yeah, just make sure you got like exactly what you want down there.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Elizabeth, you good? Sweet. Okay. All right. Let's see where. Oh, let me share my screen again. Okay. Da, da. Oh, let me get my codes over here. Okay, so we got our put work in, we got our post work in. Um, and y'all made y'all made all these routes already, right? All good. Okay. Okay. That should be good then on that. So I think we're almost ready to hook up our front end. Our front end. Yeah, so we're getting all our expenses, we're getting our categories. So what we'll do is we'll get the categories themselves, right? So we'll have our category one here, our read categories. We're going to take that data, return it to our front end, and then display it in our drop-down list for each one of our whenever we're creating new expenses. That's what this will end up doing. Um, for the functionality to actually add and delete categories, we didn't ever make that on our when we were doing the module two. So that'll be something new we can do to allow the user to make their own categories up. So that'll be new functionality that we get to build and create category. So all three of these really. And then of course we'll have the expenses where we'll be getting all of their expenses so they can see what they have. And then if they want to edit them or delete them or whatever, that's what the rest of this will do. And then we can also think about functionality like maybe they want to know how many total or how much like total they spent on entertainment this month. So then we could come back here and say, okay, let me look at all the expenses that have entertainment as their category and then add them all together and like send them back. So we can think about, different functionality that we can add in for that, which will give us different routes to use and things like that. I don't want to jump into front end yet because we only got a couple minutes here left, 15 minutes. And it'll be a whole big thing. So let's just talk about everything so far. Questions about anything, about future, wherever we're going, whatever we're doing. Anything I can explain better might help.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So you mentioned something about a text wrap, and I'm assuming that's so that your
Oh,
script doesn't go like all the way to the right.
yep.
How do you do that? Because I would like
Yep.
to.
Yeah. So let me get my VS Code here. So you can do it in VS Code. You can do it by either going up here to View and then Word Wrap right here. And so if I don't have it enabled, then you see how it goes like off the screen like that. So if you do enable it, then it'll keep it all on the screen like that. So yeah, you can do it by going to View and then Word Wrap, or as you see, there's a shortcut here. So this would be on my keyboard, it's Alt Z, but it may be on let me see, it may be Option Z. Oop. Yeah, I think it's Controls. Nope. Okay, it's either Option Control or Control Z um, on the keyboard, but you can go up there to the top and do it too.
Okay.
And then I think in here, I think you can do the same thing. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, yeah, maybe this automatically word wraps. So I don't think it has the same functionality. Yeah, I think this automatically does it. Okay, cool. All right. Nope, I hit a button. All right. What else? Nothing. You have something. Derek, you got anything? Words of wisdom? Are you still here?
No,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
I am, but currently No, I think this was a good class, troubleshooting all that stuff. So, and then, I think the way Brian set this cohort up has been really good. Gonna set us up for the next module is really good. Knocking this stuff out. So it's some good stuff that we're gonna be applying uh in the future modules, I will say. So just I just want to reiterate, don't feel like you need to remember all this stuff off the top of your head. You're just getting acquainted with it and oriented towards it. So just keep up what y'all doing and uh, yeah, keep up what you're doing and just keep pushing through. It's a lot to take in, but I think y'all are doing great with it. So that's all for me.
Very good. Good word to motivate. Yeah, so next week again we'll get into the front end, connecting them together. We'll mess with some cores issues. Um, your homework will be related to that. I think there's a couple videos to watch, some stuff to read. Um, yeah, if you want to keep practicing, you could add some more routes. Just what I mean, they don't have to be related to anything we're doing. You could have like, I don't know, a pet the dog route and just say, you know, I pet the dog, whatever. I don't know. But just to kind of build some routes and endpoints slash routes again, same thing. Um, to get the muscles going there. Um, we will do the 2 weeks off in between 4 and 5 and 5 and 6. However, if we then take a week off between uh, sorry, 5 and 6, then that's going to put us in September, which is a long ways. So if y'all are okay with it, and we can talk about it when it gets closer, maybe we go straight from 5 into 6, since 6 is really just about you guys building. That way we would end in end of August. So we can talk about that when we get closer, but should be okay. Um, I don't. I hate to leave you guys 12 minutes early, but I don't have anything else unless y'all have any questions. You have a little bit of your Saturday back. So, okay. Well, if y'all are good. All right. Well, if you need us in the week, reach out. I'll put out the homework, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday then.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
See you
Yep.
later. Have a good weekend.
Later. You too.